Good evening, everyone. I am thrilled to delve into a conversation that marries the domains of science, spirituality, and religion, revealing the wonderful adaptability of our brain and its potential role in divine communion. Our brains are not static entities, but dynamic, constantly evolving ecosystems. This idea subverts the once accepted notion that our brains cease to develop after childhood. Instead, our brains continue to grow, change, adapt, and evolve throughout our lives. This capacity is known as neuroplasticity, the ability of the brain to reconfigure itself, forming new neural connections and pathways. Let's imagine our brains as a bustling city. As we learn, adopt new behaviors, and experience different things, we construct new roads, bridges, and highways, ultimately changing the layout of the city over time. This alteration is not random, rather it is a testament to our brain's capacity to adapt, to grow, and fundamentally to change. Interestingly, this dynamism could be seen as a reflection of God's own dynamic nature. If you step back and consider the scope of the universe, the complexity of life, and the ever-evolving nature of existence, it becomes clear that change and growth are inherent qualities of divine nature. The human brain, mirroring these attributes, might serve as a conduit for divine messages. Let's dwell on this idea for a moment. Consider the spiritual principles that underscore most religions, principles of transformation, growth, learning, and adaptation. Doesn't it seem like the brain, with its ability to adapt, change, and grow, resonates with these spiritual principles? It's almost as if the brain was inherently designed to receive, comprehend, and interpret divine communications, acting as a celestial radio tuned to the frequency of the divine. In the same vein, it is fascinating to note that the brain's ebb and flow are significantly influenced by our choices and environments. It thrives or regresses based on the company we keep, the activities we engage in, and the environment we live in. This aligns with many spiritual teachings that encourage seeking good company, nurturing healthy environments, and shunning negative influences. Think about it. A child growing up in a nurturing, intellectually stimulating environment is more likely to develop a more robust neural network than a child subjected to neglect and intellectual deprivation. This phenomenon parallels the idea that being in the company of virtuous, wise, and positive people can shape our spiritual growth, while negative company might hinder it. Now, let's take a step further. Our words, our most fundamental tools of communication, are not just mere constructs of language, but powerful entities linked to our emotions. They hold the potential to heal or harm, to build or destroy, and to inspire or deflate. They are the vessels of our thoughts and feelings, carrying them from the recesses of our minds into the tangible world. In the realm of spirituality, words play a significant role in facilitating our connection with the divine. The power of prayer, the resonance of holy verses, the comfort of spiritual discourse, all of these are testament to the power of words in bridging the gap between the human and the divine. Moreover, they influence our emotional states, which in turn significantly affects our spiritual receptivity. Imagine yourself in a state of tranquility, peace, and gratitude. Aren't you more likely to feel a profound connection with the divine, to sense divine communication more acutely? This openness to divine communication might be linked to our brain's state, which is influenced by our words and emotions. In conclusion, the human brain and its dynamic nature, constantly shifting, evolving, and adapting, mirrors the spiritual journey and the divine nature. Our choices, environments, words, and emotions all sculpt our neural pathways, introducing new ones or reinforcing existing patterns. This principle aligns with the spiritual concept of divine accountability, the notion that our actions, thoughts, and feelings shape our spiritual journey and our understanding of the divine. Understanding this interplay between our brain's mechanisms, its adaptability, and the power of words and emotions provides a fascinating pathway to deciphering divine communication. As we continue this conversation, we will explore further the intersections of neuroscience, spirituality, and religion, and understand how they enhance our comprehension of the divine. Let us further dive into the expanse of this topic by considering the fundamental law of cause and effect. This law is as much a part of neuroscience as it is of spirituality. Every decision we make, every thought we entertain, every emotion we feel causes an effect not just in our immediate environment, but also within the intricate pathways of our brain. This impact is just as real when we adapt to new circumstances, choose a different course of action, or divert our focus. Why, you may ask? Because these choices, these decisions, these thoughts and emotions, they all leave their mark on our neural pathways. They etch patterns into the structure of our brain, guiding the flow of neural connections, almost like a river carving its path through a landscape. This principle underlines the spiritual concept of divine accountability, the belief that our actions, thoughts and feelings all have consequences, shaping not just our lives, but also our spiritual journey. Take a moment to reflect on this. When you choose to be kind, to express gratitude, to forgive, you're not only creating a positive environment around you, but also sculpting your brain in such a way that it becomes more receptive to these positive emotions. This is in line with many spiritual teachings that encourage us to foster positive thoughts and emotions, to be kind and forgiving, to foster peace within ourselves, and to cultivate an environment of goodness around us. Now, let's shift our focus to the remarkable concept of neurogenesis, the birth of new neurons. This phenomenon, long thought to be impossible, mirrors a beautiful spiritual belief that we can all resonate with, the belief in the renewal and growth of the soul. The idea that the brain can create new cells, forge new connections, and essentially refresh itself is a compelling parallel to the spiritual journey where we continuously learn, grow, and better ourselves. This echoes the mercy and forgiveness of the divine, signifying that no matter how far we've strayed, how many mistakes we've made, we always have the opportunity for redemption, for rebirth, for growth that brings us closer to the divine. In this light, isn't it fascinating to think that our brains, with their capacity for growth and adaptability, parallel our spiritual journey? That as we strive to learn, understand and grow, our brain is right there with us, forming new connections, strengthening existing ones, and discarding redundant pathways. In essence, as we embark on our spiritual journey, seeking to understand the divine, our brain is undergoing its journey of growth and adaptation. This growth and adaptation, as we have discussed, can be influenced by our choices, our words, our emotions, and our environment. It is a testament to the power we hold within ourselves, the power to shape not just our brain, but our spiritual journey. This is where the power of words and emotions comes into play. Our words, laden with emotions, can heal or harm, inspire or deflate, and create or destroy. They're not just linguistic constructs, but powerful tools that can influence our brain, our emotions, and our spiritual receptivity. Consider the words of a prayer, the verses of a holy text, the discourse of a spiritual guide. Don't they influence your emotions? Don't they soothe your worries, ignite hope in your heart, and instill peace in your soul? This emotional state created by words significantly affects our spiritual receptivity. When we are at peace, when our heart is filled with joy, gratitude, and love, we are more open to divine communication. It's as if our brain, in these positive emotional states, tunes into the frequency of the divine, making us more receptive to the divine messages. Understanding the brain's mechanisms, its adaptability, the power of words and emotions, and the impact of our choices and environments can provide us with a pathway to deciphering divine messages. It reveals how our neurological experiences intersect with our spiritual journey, shedding light on the dynamic nature of our brain and its role in our understanding of the divine. In the next part of this conversation, we will continue to explore these intersections of neuroscience, spirituality, and religion. We will delve deeper into the brain's capacity for growth and how it parallels the spiritual journey of learning, self-betterment, and understanding of God. We will also further explore the concept of neurogenesis and its spiritual parallel, illuminating the potential for renewal and growth of the soul through divine mercy and forgiveness. Let's continue to unravel the intricate relationship between our brain and our spiritual journey, and how understanding this can enhance our connection with the divine. So, we have established how our neurology, our brain's astounding capacity for growth, and its dynamic, ever-changing nature parallels our spiritual journey. We have seen how our choices, our emotion-laden words, and our environments can shape our brain, influencing our spiritual receptivity and our understanding of the divine. Now, let's further explore the concept of neurogenesis, this incredible process that sees the birth of new neurons in our brain. Neuroscience has long challenged the notion that the human brain, once fully developed, is static and unchanging. Neurogenesis is evidence of this. It shows us that our brain is a living, evolving organ capable of growth and renewal, much like the soul in spiritual teachings. In spiritual traditions, it's widely believed that our soul can grow and renew itself through divine mercy and forgiveness. This idea of renewal, of starting afresh, mirrors the process of neurogenesis beautifully. Just as new neurons can be born, new pathways formed, and old pathways reorganized in our brain, our soul can also evolve, learn, and grow. It can shed old burdens, embrace new understanding, and be renewed through divine mercy and forgiveness. This brings us to a compelling point. Could the brain's adaptability, its ability to grow and change, be a reflection of God's own dynamic nature? Could our brain's ability to reorganize itself, to form new neural connections, and to adapt to new circumstances mirror the divine's dynamic nature that is characterized by constant growth, change, and adaptation? This notion is fascinating because it suggests that our brains might be wired or designed to receive and understand divine communications. If our brain, with its dynamic nature, can mirror the divine's dynamism, then it stands to reason that it could also serve as a conduit for divine messages. Our brain is influenced by our choices and environments. It can flourish or diminish based on these factors. This correlates with spiritual teachings about seeking good company and shunning harmful influences. We're often taught in spirituality to surround ourselves with positive influences, to seek out environments that foster growth and understanding, and to make choices that bring us closer to the divine. This isn't simply about creating a favorable outer world, but also about facilitating a favorable inner world. Our choices and environments do not just influence our lives, they shape our brain. By choosing good company, nurturing environments, and positive experiences, we're not only improving our circumstances, we're literally reshaping our brain in a way that makes us more receptive to divine communication. So, you see, our brain is not just an organ that enables us to think, feel, and perceive the world. It is a vessel, a medium, a mirror that can reflect divine messages and guide us on our spiritual journey. The brain's mechanisms, its adaptability, the power of words and emotions can all provide a pathway to deciphering divine messages. We've journeyed through the dynamic world of neuroscience, spirituality, and religion, exploring the intersections between these realms. We've seen how the brain's capacity for growth and change mirrors our spiritual journey. We've uncovered how our words and emotions, influenced by our choices and environments, can shape our brain and spiritual receptivity. In this exploration, we've discovered a potential pathway to understanding the divine, a pathway that is embedded within us, within the extraordinary capabilities of our brain. So, as you go about your day, dwell on these insights. Consider how your actions, thoughts, feelings, and words are not only shaping your brain, but also influencing your spiritual journey. Thank you all for joining me in this exploration of the intersections between neuroscience, spirituality, and religion. If you enjoyed this discussion and would like to delve deeper into such fascinating topics, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. It's been a pleasure to share these insights with you, and I look forward to our future explorations. Remember, the journey of understanding is never ending, and every step we take brings us closer to understanding ourselves, our brain, and our connection with the divine.